Gonwuluku Lake, right? He played hard, but he gave up a touchdown on a had a bad technique, just bad eyes, and gave up a big play for a touchdown. But he played hard the entire night. He's on our punt cover team. Was always the first one down on punt cover, and the moment they muffed the punt, he was right there to scoop it up and recover before even the returner was able to jump back on it. So he was able to jump on the ball faster. That's effort, and hard work. And then you look at he's in position running to the ball in order to scoop after Butch hits the receiver, the running back, forces a fumble, and he scoops and scores. So although he made a mistake, his hard work and effort did pay off and help negate a little bit of the mistakes that he made. Just didn't have enough of those as a team on both sides, and definitely not enough to overcome some of the mistakes that were made, if that makes any sense. So probably been a little bit too general, so I can give you a little bit more specifics there on one player that can make a difference. And but I think we could probably be here for a while if I had to go through all of them. But there's a lot of guys that worked hard. I think most of the guys, I'd say probably the entire team just played really hard, and that's good, but it wasn't good enough to win this game, right? And you might be able to overcome some of the mistakes in other games, but some of the mistakes were just too hard to come back from.
After breaking down the film, what do you make of Tan's performance on Saturday?
Yeah, it's not good enough from everybody. I mean, it wasn't just one guy, but everyone's being evaluated on this team at every position. So our job as coaches is to make sure that we have the right guys in the right positions to make plays, and he's no different. So everyone's being evaluated, and we need to be. We felt like that was a good game. We played hard, but we felt like we had an opportunity to win and didn't do enough. You know what I mean? And so I may sound like a broken record sometimes when I say the same things, because that's kind of how I'm built and what we focus on. But coaches, we all need to do a better job as a program to win games, and that's what it comes down to. It's not the players make plays, but the coaches can definitely put them in position to do better as well.
He's averaging 200 yards passing through the first two games. Is that where you want him to be? Is there a benchmark you want him to get to in terms of?
I don't know if I set a standard on like, hey, this is how many yards we have to throw for, or how many yards we have to run for. We just need to be more efficient on every play. You know what I mean? So if you're looking at yards per play, it wasn't good enough, right? And that comes down to a lot of different factors. And so we're not going to blame it all on one person, but there's enough blame to go around, coaches and players included. And so we'll keep working hard. That's what we've been doing, is to work hard and prepare extremely hard. This is a tough one this week, So we're in a good position to work hard and see what we can do on the road.
Morona said after the game he thought the game was lost during preparation, specifically a lull in practice on Wednesday. How impactful can a bad practice be leading up to a game, and how do you avoid that this week?
I don't know if the practices were bad, We train differently, so we were always practicing to put our guys in bad position. He may be speaking for himself specifically and individually, which I hope he fix. I hope we can get that fixed. And each player, whether they get enough rest the night before or eat lunch or breakfast and get the right nutrition, that's something that they need to get prepared. And if the practices aren't doing well, then they need to look individually at what they're doing on the field. But as coaches, we're going to keep demanding a lot from our players individually, and as a group, as a team, I'm going to keep demanding that they work hard in practice and prepare. So, yeah, preparation of the week is really important, and it gives you a lot of confidence going into that game. And if he's speaking for himself, then you have to ask him that question. But I thought we were prepared going into this week. I thought we had good preparation on all three phases. It just wasn't good enough. We made some mistakes, and the ball game can come down to those key points, those key plays that you didn't capitalize on, and didn't capitalize on some good spots that we had, and also failed on some other things. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could look at. I'm sure everyone's doing it. We're doing it too. No one feels worse about this loss than the players and the coaches do. So, but the key is to get back to work and keep grinding.
He did clarify and say that he was talking about there was too many missed assignments in practice, and he felt like some of the missed assignments in the game hurt the team. So that's kind of what he was referring to when he was talking about that, because he just said there were too many, and the leaders need to step up and make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's hard to have a couple guys. So you've asked somebody else, maybe they had a great week of preparation, and so it'd be nice if the whole team felt that way. Felt great about their preparation, So we'll do some soul searching for everyone individually, but we'll just keep working hard. That's the key, and we practice in the afternoon so we can get these guys best. It should be the best part of their day. That they're looking forward to. Is a good way to end the day after studying and all that. So that's why we did it, and I expect this week to be even better than what we've had in the last 2 weeks of prep.
With the offense struggling a little bit the other night, was there ever a thought of maybe turning to Zach to maybe give a spark?
Well, I don't know if we look at different positions. I don't look at personnel groups right away. I'm looking at why we're not clicking as a unit, as an offense and defense, and so we're always evaluating how we can get the best athletes in the best position for us to win. That's all I care about, and that's what we're going to do this week, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Is Wisconsin any different this year than what you guys saw last year here?
Oh, they're stronger. Yeah, so they actually have more guys that they have guys that started against us that are backups now. So they have more experience on the line of scrimmage, and they're big and they're physical. So this would be a great test for us. I admire a lot what they do at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and so we'll see how much our guys have developed in a year, and how much they can hang in there on the line of scrimmage, and really looking forward to the test and the challenge. I think there's a lot of guys on this team that really want to get to this game and see what happens.
You kind of answered it, but is their template for their run game in particular something you guys want to emulate, especially in the trenches?
Well, I think they're in the top 5, right? So, yeah, Coach Chris has done a great job with that team. But it's like they've, if you look at, I don't know how long, probably since Barry's been around, they're just always going to be strong up front, and they represent the state of Wisconsin really well. You know what I mean? They're just tough guys, and I love that. So I admire it, yeah. But I think we can. That's what we're trying to get to, where we can own the line of scrimmage. That's why we have a O-line coach as our OC and a D-line coach as our DC, and that's something that I think we can really recruit here and hang our hat on. So, yeah, we admire it, but the best way to admire is to challenge them and play them. And you see it in tennis. You saw what happened with Serena when she got challenged. So we'll see what happens this game. But I think it's good for us to see the standard, and I think they kind of set the bar at physical, hard-nosed running game, and they have a Heisman candidate there. So it'll be another challenge for us to go against another Heisman candidate and see what happens.
What are you looking for, or have you already seen from your team as they face the adversity of the first loss and the growth of them throughout the week?
What am I looking for?
What have you seen, or what are you looking for?
Well, like I said, I've been really pleased with how hard they play and how competitive they are, and there's mistakes and the efforts are there. I gave the one example of Diane. There's a bunch of them on the field, and the level of belief that they have. I mean, the game didn't look good, towards the end, and guys kept believing, and we played to the last second. Failed to get off the field. We had 3 timeouts, and really thought we could do something magical there, but just ran out of time and ran out of opportunities. But we had those opportunities because the guys played hard, and the effort was there. You know what I mean? And so if we can minimize the mistakes and keep playing hard like this, I think we'll have a lot of success. And the goal is to minimize the mistakes going against a great team that we admire. And so it'll be a wonderful game for us to compete with. And I'm expecting our guys to prepare hard this week and be ready to play this weekend and see where we stand.
What can you say about the efforts of Braden O'Backery, who had that last touchdown at the end?
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's always. I love the fullbacks, and so he's look what he does on special teams. He's a playmaker. They doubled him on kickoff and things like that because people know what he can do on punt cover and on kickoff, and obviously he's a good blocker. There's a lot of things he can improve on still if you ask him, but being aggressive and physical is not one of them.
How do you feel about the physicality right now of your defensive front seven? Because Cal was able to sustain some blocks and create some, the runners were very patient. And you said you're going up against an offensive line that's known to be one of the best in the country.
Yeah, I thought Cal had a great game plan. They were patient with the run. They kept us on our heels with the pass game because they did a lot of quick throws, a lot of timing throws, and then the times that they did do some drop back was a little bit unconventional with the whether it's the wildcat look and just taking a step up and then just really doing more like a play action to buy more time for their 5-step, and so it was a good strategy for them, bought them more time, but we weren't able to get enough pressure and enough knockback up front, and that's a problem for us. So if we're going to try to be more disruptive on defense, it needs to come from the D line. But I think Cal did a great job of keeping us on our heels and just keep us guessing. It wasn't like they were just dropping back and throwing 5-step drop back pass every time. They mixed it up. They even moved the pocket a lot, and then they sustained drives. They won too many first downs, and they were able to get third and short, and we weren't able to get out of our third downs, and so that's an issue for us, and so we'll keep working on it. But I mean, we scored 7 points we scored a touchdown on defense and created 2 turnovers. The hard work and effort paid off in that aspect, but just couldn't get off of drives. But you tell me 21 points I think should be enough to win that game.
Last couple questions.
I think Ed said in his coordinator's corner that after the game, some of the players kind of took over the post-game meeting or whatever. But do you welcome that, and is that a sign of good leadership?
Yeah, I came in a little late, and I came in, and the players are already huddled together, and they're already talking, and it was cool. It was really good. That's the leadership that we talked about, having these guys hold each other accountable. But I think it was more just the guys knowing that an opportunity that they missed. You know what I mean? And it's not good when you don't play your best. But I just told them I was proud of how hard they played, But we need to be more efficient as a team, and to really, it's hard to go into games saying we're not going to make any mistakes, but let's just make only the mistakes that you can overcome with effort, and try to get the really tragic mistakes. Let's get them to as small as possible, and that's the goal going into this week. You can't make the mistakes that we did in the game against Cal and expect to beat them, And we had a chance because the guys played hard and never stopped believing. Same thing goes this weekend. It's another beast, but the same type of style we had to take in, same mindset we had to take into this game.
You've addressed the pass rush, the passing, the technique and scheme need to improve. Is there something else you guys can do to boost that, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean we can see what we can do scheme wise to help it. We did that a little bit, and they kept changing. I mean, they were ready for our pressures and things like that. They just helped really non-existent because the ball was out so quick. It doesn't matter if you blitz 8 guys, the ball goes out in less than 3 seconds. They're not going to get there, So really have to do better in coverage sometimes, and we have to change it up. I think that there's a lot of the play calls I wasn't really concerned with. I know we want to keep things in front. We gave up a few big plays, but nothing too crazy. I look at where we need to improve on is not really the pass rush. It's more, let's not give them so many yards on the run game. They had, I think, close to about 4.9 yards per carry. It's not going to work, and so I care less about the pass rush now. Let's handle the run first and stop the run so that we can get to a pass rush eventually, and that's how you get there. If they're able to run the ball and throw the ball whenever they want, then it's not going to help us out. So we need to try to make them more one-dimensional than anything else, and we failed to do that.
Last question.
What's your level of confidence in Skylar Southam as a field goal kicker?
I have a lot of confidence in him. He's proven he's got a strong leg. We have good protection, and so I don't doubt his kicking ability. Just probably need to let him take some deep shots once in a while here. I felt like going into it, he's going to be kicking for us for a long time, and yeah, if there's a way we can put points on the board, especially when we're not doing a lot on the offensive side, we'll probably need to go that route. We'll see. I still like going for it on 4th down.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thanks, Kalani.
What's up, guys?
Just can't get it. Stand here.
Braden, you said after the game that there's work on the blocking schemes and stuff going on in game. As you went back and looked at it and have evaluated what needs to be done for the blocking to improve, as far as the schemes and getting guys doing the right things?
I would just say we just need to continue on working on our communication pre-snap. We did a couple of fast plays and quick moving plays and get set fast, and we just didn't make some of the calls that we needed to really wall off the backside.
What's it like playing against a team like Wisconsin? It's so physical and likes to dominate line of scrimmage. Do you enjoy playing this kind of games?
Yeah, I mean, I like challenges, and I like every game, whoever it is that we get to go up against. But there's always an excitement when everybody believes that they're gonna be more physical than you, and then you kind of come in with a chip on your shoulder.
After looking at the film, I know we talked to you on Saturday night.
Mhm.
You've had the chance to go back and look at it. Your opinion on the game changed at all and how the offense performed?
I felt like we did, very similar to how I thought, after the game Saturday. There were definitely some mental errors of, not just by one position, but, overall, I think every position had a couple, which is, disheartening for everybody. But, it's something that can be corrected, and we'll get it fixed, and everything will be better this week.
What's the key to bringing that run game back more to what you guys did in week 1 versus week 2?
I would just say in general, just the communication needs to be there. I mean, like I said before, some of the calls just weren't getting through. We weren't communicating as loud. I think, one thing is we had practiced our different calls with signals and different things against Arizona because it was going to be a hostile crowd. But then when we didn't have the hostile crowd, we weren't communicating how, we had already practiced throughout fall camp. And I feel like that's just going to help us be that much better.
So is the communication you're talking about with you and the offensive line in particular?
It's between, every piece of the offense, the linemen talking to the tight ends communicating with me, just overall, me communicating back. There was just a lot of lack of communication and, just some mental errors of making the wrong call and then that getting passed through.
How difficult is it when you don't make explosive plays to basically put together 13, 14 plays without a mistake for an offense?
Yeah.
What does that put on an offense?
I mean, when there's no explosive plays, it just comes down to conditioning. I feel like, you have to be more in condition to, repeatedly get your blocks and keep doing the things that you need to. Explosive plays obviously, ignite the crowd, they ignite the team, and they ignite, certain players and other things. But as a team overall, you should be able to, go out, do your job, and do it well like it's a drill and be able to, overcome obstacles as they come.
Was there a feeling that was different? Because going into the Arizona game, you guys kind of had that chip and maybe not a lot of expectations. Arizona had a lot more weight on their shoulders, whereas this last week, it almost felt like because you guys had that success, maybe there was some more expectations going into the Cal game. Did you guys feel that, or was it just, just another game?
I don't think, that we would say it was just another game, because one of our goals coming into the season was to protect Lavelle's house. Our goal was to go undefeated, in the stadium and be able to do that. So everybody came in with that mindset that, this is one of our team goals and we will accomplish it. So I don't think there was any difference in expectation. Just, it's just a sad thing of what happened in the end.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
What's up, guys?
Questions for Sione?
Jonathan, looking at the Cal game, what did you guys learn about the defensive front? What you guys have to do differently to be able to keep a team from putting together some of the drives like they did?
I think we just have to be a little tighter and communicate a little better. There's a lot of calls that we kind of messed up with the linebackers just communicating with the D-line and then the linebackers communicating with the safeties and stuff. So I feel just we need to communicate a little bit better and we'll be fine.
There seems to be a theme kind of on both sides of the ball is maybe there was a little bit of lack of communication in this game.
Yeah.
What's the best way to address that moving forward? Because, I mean, communication's huge when you've got 11 guys on the field.
No, I hear you. I think we just need to emphasize it a little bit better in practice and just go through it throughout the week and just keep emphasizing it until Saturday comes.
What was the conversation before? Kalani said he was late getting to the locker room after the game, and the players said they'd already kind of gotten together to talk. What was the conversation you guys were having?
Yeah, so Tristan Hodge just kind of gathered us up and gave us a little speech. He was just telling us, this is behind us now. We can't change anything that happened on the field. We took a loss, and we're gonna have to move on. We got a good team coming up that we got to prepare for, Wisconsin, and so just letting us know we just gotta keep moving. Take our licks like a man and keep going.
Is it a little easier to move on or to have a short memory because of what's right around the corner and a really good team?
I feel like that you have to. You have to in this game. You can't kind of ponder on it too much. If it's Monday now, knowing that we got to move forward, and we got Wisconsin coming up, a great team. I think they're top 5, and so you just gotta let it go. Gotta let it go.
What can you learn from last year's game with Wisconsin that can kind of help you going into this one?
No, we got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. We got to play big up front with our front 7, and we got to make plays. We got to want to make tons of plays and play our best game.
What did they do well? It's easy to say stop the run. Very few teams have had a lot of success stopping their run. What did they do so well?
Yeah, they just do a lot of motioning with their tight ends. They probably have like 3, sometimes even 4 tight ends out there, just 2 on each side. And they'll motion them side to side and then run the ball, and they'll get 6, 7, 5, 4 yards, and they'll just keep doing that over and over and over if you don't stop them. And so I think they have a really good scheme, and I believe in our guys, so it'll be a good challenge.
Are you looking forward to another crack at their tailback, Jonathan Taylor?
I am.
Kind of like the Arizona quarterback too.
Yeah, you always want to face good opponents every week, so I know he's a great running back, and yeah, it's going to be a good week to go up against a good opponent.
How important is the ability to shed blocks when you play against this team? Because they're known for big physical linemen being able to get around guys or at least get off blocks to make tackles.
Yeah, shedding blocks is going to be important this week. Hands got to be really quick, because they'll have a blocker for everybody, and somebody has to make a play, so someone has to get off a blocker. And so that's going to be pretty important. And I know we're going to work on that a lot this week, and everything else we're going to have to work on. So,
You mentioned their methodical 4- and 5-yard gains when they run the ball. How tough is it to stay engaged so you guys don't get caught in the play action from just them lulling you to sleep, essentially?
Yeah, you just got to be on your A game, throughout film study and everything, and just knowing, when it can happen. You got to be assignment sound, stay home, can't take chances or anything, can't get burnt. And so, yeah, man, they have a good scheme, and it's gonna be good.
Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Giannis.
All right, who wants game notes?
Dane's coming.
Who wants Wisconsin notes is another question.
Both for me.
Should get
and then their starting quarterback from Mexico went out, and after halftime it was over. They just, yeah, they grind you. They don't mind that.
Questions for Zay?
So how do you address the mentality of the defense? I mean, you guys played well enough to hold them to 21, but there were still some mistakes and you lost the game.
I think as a overall defense, I think we need to be better. We can't let those mistakes, just a couple of blown coverages, a couple of miscommunications. Those are things we can fix. So, I mean, we played all right, like you said. We held them to a decent, but we can be better for sure. I think we're a better defense than that.
12 tackles. You feel like you're assimilating to this position like you expected to?
Yeah, I feel like tackles were good. I feel like this flash position, I feel like I can make plays there, and I think I need to make more plays, whether it's forced fumbles, interceptions, and that's something I need to, as I get more comfortable with, I think those will come. But I feel like I've made some progress as well.
What is it about this Wisconsin offensive front, that's so good and seems to be so good year after year?
They've got a really good offensive line. They always have good running backs. They've got a really good running back this year, and so that's something we need to do this week is really stop the run as we go on.
How much does it fall on the linebackers in the sense because the guys up front are, those linemen, it's going to be tough for the guys up front to get off and make plays. So how much do you guys feel like falls on you guys to be able to fill those holes and at least limit their success?
Yeah, those guys up front really kind of hold their ground up there, and then it's us to kind of make the play. And so, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on us, a lot of pressure on them, and that's something that's going to be a big challenge for us this week, but we're excited about it.
How did you feel like you did it against Cal? Because they were able to be really patient and find some gaps to get some big just not big runs, but
right.
Just little runs consistently.
They had a good running back, good solid running back. I think we're going to be having a little bigger challenge this week. But yeah, they had a patient. He was a patient running back and kind of waited for holes to open up. We just need to close those faster, and yeah.
What do you remember about last year's game against Wisconsin? Stands out in your mind?
Golf. That game was frustrating. I was hurt that was one game that I missed, so it's frustrating really watching down the sideline. They dominated us last year, and we kind of have a bitter taste in our mouth this year. So coming back off this loss this week, we're really excited and motivated to get this one.
Your quarterback was super efficient against you guys last year. He only had 2 or 3 incompletions. How do you counter that this year and try to get him more uncomfortable?
Pressure. I think he was kind of sitting back in the pocket a lot last year. He played really well against us, and I feel like we put some pressure on him, some other things, and hopefully that'll put some pressure on him and make him make some mistakes.
As a leader, after what happened last year, what did you kind of learn that you can kind of install when that first loss comes that can kind of keep the team united and together?
I think it just comes with handling adversity. I think this team's equipped to handle this adversity. We've got a lot of leaders, and I think with a lot of leaders, we'll be able to combat that. And I think we need to be positive. Obviously, look back and look at the mistakes that happened and reflect on those, but be positive, and take it as it is, and look forward to next week.
Kalani was saying you guys were already huddled up by the time he got to the locker room. Is there a high sense of accountability on this team?
Yeah, for sure. There's guys that'll step up as leaders. Right, we got in Tristan Hodge, addressed the team, and really kind of gathered us together before Coach Sitake even said anything. So we usually get in and say a prayer, wait for Sitake to say stuff, but Tristan just got up, and so we just have a lot of those leaders like that. He's not even one of the leaders, but there's guys like that all throughout the team, and so having that really helps us.
How different is expectations? Because it seemed like first week maybe not a lot of expectations going on the road. Last week with the added pressure of the team goal and having won a game and maybe a little bit ramped up. And this week, I don't expect a lot of people giving BYU a chance, so the expectations kind of die down again. How different does that make it for the team?
It's always kind of ups and downs. There's always expectations. We're always underdogs, and that's something we love. Coach Sitake really emphasizes that BYU's hard, our schedule's hard. We're going against the number 6 team this week, and but we're really excited about it. We're ready to bounce back from this loss and go show everyone what we're about.
These platforms, like you guys are independent, you guys play some of these bigger teams. Like you mentioned, the number 6 team in the country. Do you guys relish the platform you guys have when you face a team like this?
Yeah, we really enjoy it. I love traveling to these places. I feel like BYU loves traveling. All of our fans go. So I feel like every away game is a home game for us. But I don't think it makes too big of a difference just playing somewhere else. We're just out there to play and hopefully shock these guys.
Speaking of traveling, what do you know of Camp Randall Stadium? It's kind of an iconic venue in college football.
Yeah, no, they've got a really big fan base, big stadium. It's a pretty historic place, and it'll be fun to play there. I'm excited.
Any other questions? All right, thanks,
Thanks.
Thanks.